Hello, everyone, and welcome to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes the lead. I'm Saar.
And I'm Kristof, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
And we have a guest joining us to share her story. Let's get started. Ready? Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 62 of She Rides. When we're recording this, it's only 10 more days till the Omloop at Nieuwsblad, so we're really coming closer to the day. I don't think we could have done much better with today's guests in terms of classics countdown and women's cycling. Hi, Maja.
Hi Saar, hi Kristof.
Maybe before we really get into the questions, can you maybe tell the listeners who you exactly are?
I'm Maja Leye. I work for Flanders Classics. I'm currently the head of everything women's cycling at Flanders Classics. And very passionate about women's sports in general.
That's very nice. And yeah, as you mentioned, right now you're the head of women at Flanders Classics. Can you take us through the years before? How did you get where you are today?
Well, I definitely never expected as a kid I would ever organize the Tour of Flanders, that's for sure. Or be the head of women at Flanders Classics, also for sure. But I started working at Flanders Classics in 2012. It was a friend of mine, Lynn, who was already working for Flanders Classics. And she said, we need someone to help us out during the Classic season. It will be 6 months only. And so can you come join us? And I had just moved back from Australia. I lived in Sydney for 3 years. And I was like, sure, that's going to be fun. And so 6 months turned into nearly 14 years already. I started as an all-arounder. I did pretty much everything within the organization. I think there was only at the time 5 or 6 colleagues working at Flanders Classics, so we were a really small team. And I did basically nearly everything except for VIP and hospitality ticketing and stuff. I did pretty much everything. So going from accreditations to organizing the permanence, the race headquarters, media planning, liaising with all the stakeholders, with local governments, and so on. I also started working on the start of the Tour of Flanders, the men's tour. I did the podium even. I did pretty much everything you could do within the organization behind the scenes. So, which is really, really interesting. But then as soon as I got to Flanders Classics, I started working with the company. We were, I think, at that time, some kind of pioneers in women's cycling. We already had women's races on. So I think Omloop at Nieuwsblad, Tour of Flanders was first in 2004 and Omloop at Nieuwsblad was 2006. And when I joined in 2012, it was the first edition of Dwars de Vlaanderen and Gens-Wevelgem at the time. And it's actually because of doing the podium. We also did the podium of the women, and then I saw that there was hardly any press there. There was hardly any fans there, and I'm very much, I can't really deal with inequality and injustice. So I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like, how come this is? So I started thinking like, how can we change that? Like there must be a way that we can change. And we, within Flanders Classics, also in Gens-Wevelgem, like everyone was really on board of that women's cycling story. But then in 2008, it got a big push. 2018, it got a big push when Thomas van der Spiegel came on board. He obviously came from basketball. He invited me to really start working on the women's cycling project. On the strategy, how we could change things, and so I got the opportunity to start working on something turned out into a big love for women's sports and women's cycling, and also on sustainability lately. So that's been my main focus the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So can you tell us how does your role as head of women actually look like? What does a normal work day or a couple of work days, if that's easier to really explain how it is?
As I said before, I'm still a bit of an all-arounder because obviously head of women and working on everything sustainability wouldn't be a full-time job for a year. And then it depends on which season we're in. If we're in the classic season, obviously I'm helping out a lot on the operational level. Then after the cycling season or the spring classics, we have obviously a bit of off time, but then we also start working on next season. And then it's more on the strategic level. And at this moment, very close to the classics, is just everything going on at once. And when it's very strategic, obviously, we're looking into, what can we do towards next year's? How can we improve? We always do, after the classic season, a big round of feedback with everyone involved to make sure that we can get a better product even next year. And we take some time to evaluate everything and see where we need to make changes and stuff like that. So, but then obviously now you're in the operational phase and the rollout. So you're doing it's much more on the ground and on the field, on site. And for example, at the moment we're working on a new accreditation system, so which is also quite challenging because it obviously impacts the whole organization and all the stakeholders. So those are things I'm busy with, but also, and I'm just going to promote it here. In Tkepke, during the presentation of Omloop at Nieuwsblad, after the start of the men, we'll have a presentation with, we're going to present She Plays Ghent, which is a new female community, sports community, bringing 9 sports together. And we wanted to give them a platform during the break just before the women's presentation. So Saar will definitely be at on the first row. Definitely, because Lotte Kopecky is starting. So with the city of Ghent and She Plays Ghent, we're preparing at the moment the presentation. So that's going to be huge fun, but obviously we need to get it organized, and those are things I'm working on currently. So
yeah, lots to do, Maja. Gee.
Definitely.
And then what I guess most of our listeners don't know maybe, but you're not just organizing races for the elite category, but also for the youth. How is Flanders Classics working on giving the young girls better chances of making it to the top?
In the past, we had only Ghent-Wevelgem. They had the 7 races in Flanders Fields, and with 2 races for girls. So, but at a certain point, obviously, when we started the Closing the Gap project with KPMG, our partner in women's cycling, we noticed that it wasn't in the initial plan, not specifically, but we noticed that it was very much needed to give the young girls, the youth, an opportunity to ride the classics themselves, to get some experience. So in 2022, we started the Tour of Flanders Youth Day. We had, I think back then, 5 races. We have 4 races now. So it's under 17 boys and girls, under 19 boys and girls, and and that was straight away a big success. And the first year, the girls started in a bunch together. There was it was the U7 under 17 and the U19 combined, and and now we added Gent-Wevelgem, or in Flanders Fields. And Yver to the Youth Day calendar in 2024. And then last year we also added the Drijvenkoers Youth Day in 2025. So and also the Ronde van Limburg, they have a category now for girls, for women. So and we noticed straight away, like, oh my God, this is really a success. And now this year, and I believe we made you happy, Kristof. But we had 45 applications, and we could only have 25 teams at the start, and Kristof teams is one of them. So now and for us, it's I love the youth days. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great way of getting experience, I think, and to get them to the top. And and for us, obviously, it's also nice to, if we look at the winners, we had Kat Ferguson, we had Zoe Bakstedt, and you already, last year we had Paula Ostistako, she's great. I love her. It's so nice to get to know them before they're actually on the pro level. So love the youth days.
Yeah, it's a super initiative, and it's not only the racing, like you said, Maja. It's the whole experience around it. They get on the podium, they get interviewed, they're even on television. It's entirely televised. So it's a whole experience for them, and it's super nice. I sometimes have athletes asking me, like, should I make an inscription for Tour of Flanders? I said, yes, you should, and for Gent-Wevelgem as well, because just for the experience.
Yeah, we try to bring that atmosphere indeed, the big podium, the catwalk, and having the live stream with our partner Proximus. Yeah, that's on Pix. Apparently, the numbers of people watching the live stream are huge. So it's very popular, and we're very happy about that.
Yeah, they feel like a pro for one day, so that's nice. That's a good thing. Nice days.
I think it's really important to work on that grassroots level as well as on the top. So we try to combine both that way.
Yeah, keep it that way. That's good. So speaking of the grassroots, big personal frustration of mine, but in women's cycling, we don't really have a U23 category. I always say yet.
Yet, yeah.
Do you see Flanders Classics working towards U23 races dedicated for women in the future?
I think so. It's, as you said, like, it's something that's growing, evolving. I think it's also important that the federations are that all stakeholders involved are working on this. But I think it would be a great way to make that connection from that junior level to the pro level. I think in women's cycling that it will be good to have under 23 category, definitely. And we don't have it yet, but I think it's something that definitely will come in the future. So and something we're definitely looking at. It's not yet, but we keep it open.
Yeah, for sure. It's good that you're already thinking about it. But like you said, all the stakeholders need to be involved. And we know there's a lot of stakeholders that need to be involved. And not every stakeholder is well aware of women's cycling and youth cycling. So let's put it that way.
But we're getting there, I think. Step by step. It's a slow process.
Yeah, and then something else like Natasha Knaven already indicated a lot, but now Elisa Longo Borghini as well recently in an interview, the gap between the top and the bottom of the sports is becoming like bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
How do you think Flanders Classics can support the smaller teams who really need it?
Yeah, it's tricky indeed because at first we were very much focused on the top, and then we noticed like, oh God, as Natasha always says, the house needs a foundation as well, and that's true. I think it's something we're also noticing. I think seeing that a lot of continental teams are disappearing, a lot of smaller races are disappearing. It's something we also definitely are aware of, and something that I think again all stakeholders should need to be aware of and look at, because the gap is getting very big. We decided to start focusing on the youth and those youth days. So that's the route we're following now. But I think in future, I hope that that there's gonna be also from the federations some kind of and with the organizers, that we start looking at making sure that there's a lot of 0.1, 0.2 races, and support the continental teams as much as possible. We it's something that worries us as well, obviously. I think everyone in women's cycling. So because the top teams also, they need to get their riders somewhere, and you want to have experienced riders, and
and of course you need the big races like Tour de France Femmes. You need that exposure, of
obviously,
course.
and
That's a
also
must.
with Flanders Classics, we're so happy that
same.
we worked on the top, because it's so very important as well. We needed to take huge steps there because it was a huge gap between the men and women's cycling and the men and the women's races. And also for the young girls starting, like if you see Demi or Lotte or Pauline in Tour de France Femmes, or Lotte in Tour of Flanders, you need those stars. You want to show them like, you can dream, you can do it. So the top is important, but obviously, you need to be aware that there's also with that huge transformation women's cycling has been going through the last years, that it brings new challenges challenges that weren't there yet a couple of years ago, or maybe were, but it's becoming a bigger problem. So
Keeps you busy, at least for the foreseeable future. That's good.
I hope one day, but then I also think sometimes like it's something also like with cycling. Obviously, it's a sport that is evolving, and also in the men's teams, like there's this also in men's cycling. There's coming new challenges and stuff. So and also teams disappearing, and something. We need to keep an eye on that.
But I think in general, Flanders Classics is known really for pushing women's cycling in the last years, for sure. What do you think Flanders Classics' biggest realization is so far?
Difficult to say, because we've taken so many steps. And for us, like obviously we know women's cycling, as we just said, still has its challenges. But I was recently working on a document, and I saw in 2016 we had the first live images of the Tour of Flanders women on VRT Sporza. And then I was like, oh my God, that was 2016. We were happy. That was like 30 minutes, maybe even less. And then you think like, oh my God, that's 10 years ago. Like, and so much happened now. I still remember like like the teams arriving, and they wouldn't have a proper bus, or they would bring their own cars and camper vans, and yeah, it was so much has changed in the last couple, and luckily it did. And happy we pushed we pushed to get women's cycling to a big or a higher level. But I think, yeah, obviously the media coverage, thanks to Proximus, who brings the live streams of our not women's World Tour races, and then VRT Sporza. They also yes, we have an agreement now till 2031 with them. So making sure that definitely it's still the races will still be on TV, and giving guarantees also to partners that the women's races will be on TV. So that's really important. Obviously, I think the race in start fees, because we did some category updates, and with category updates, you also get a higher starting fees, which is really important, I think, for the teams. And then obviously, yeah, we had the equal prize money, which finally came through in 2023. And maybe it's not as much contributing to women's cycling, because obviously the money mostly goes to the top riders, who earn already a lot of money anyway, or well, not a lot of money, but but it was just so symbolic, and it was just yeah, we couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was just like having that message, and the gap was huge. It was a huge investment, and it still is. Every year it's a huge investment, but it's so important, and yeah, it's the message bringing, like, you know, equal work, equal pay, and yeah, it was just so symbolic and really important. And then I think, yeah, now the youth days and everything we did there, yeah, hoping that also changed women's cycling. So hard to pick one, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, obviously, like in 2021, we started the Scheldeprijs. There was no Scheldeprijs in 2020. So you see, like, there's so many things that have been happening that it's really hard
Yeah.
to pick one. I think it's the combination, and just being also, like, stepping up and saying, like, hey, we believe in women's cycling, and we truly do. Like, in the product and the riders and the teams, we believe. Yeah. I think just speaking out, where some stakeholders were like, oh, we don't believe, or it's financially not a good model, and you know, yeah, just showing that you actually believe in the potential is already important, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, you've just actually showed us how much you've done so far for women's cycling. So well done, I would say. No, it's great. But indeed, like that equal pay campaign, it was like in 2023. But I know, like, the video itself also made, like, I don't know why, but like such an impression on me that I had the feeling that, like, it was just 1 year ago or so. So that was really something
Yeah.
stayed with me.
Yeah, it was a really impactful campaign. It was a really good campaign. It was with an agency, Kiss the Badge, and obviously with our partner KPMG. And I have to say also that, like, like a lot of the things that we changed in women's cycling is thanks to KPMG. They've been, like, such a good partner, and also, like, the story behind it, like, they within the company, they want to have women actually getting to the partner level, because the top management level, they noticed that a lot of women wouldn't get to the partner or high management level. So yeah, and that was the same for us. We also wanted to bring the girls to the top and the women to the top. So yeah, they've been great, and yeah, and so we thought like, well, it would be good to have a campaign, and then on equal pay day, obviously, it was a great momentum to get that video, and then having, I think, for you, obviously, Saar, it was because Lotte was in it, but also having Lotte and Tim, and yeah, it was just so good to have them in it. I think like real stars also, and it made a huge impact. Like a lot of people still are talking about it. So yeah, sometimes you just need to push a button, and and it just the video had something that it just like reminded you, like, yeah, that's right. Like so yeah, we're really happy with that campaign still. Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. Well, you've mentioned quite a bit of realizations so far, but is there something that is like that we don't really see that mainly happen in the inside, but that still is something you can be proud of?
No, I think that most things are pretty visible, and obviously raising starting fees, and that is something that, for example, if you join the Women's World Tour, that's most fans don't realize that then the teams get paid more, and which is beneficial for teams and riders, and so in that case, I think that's maybe something that happens that people don't really realize. We try to communicate about that and raise awareness about that, but but other than that, getting the Scheldeprijs and the TV, which we try to work on that awareness. So yeah, so I can't really think of anything, to be honest.
But it's quite a long list already, Maja.
Maybe as I said already, like just speaking up, like, always helps. I think that just speaking up every single time again, and thinking about women's cycling, and how can we, if there's a campaign, we have a photo of a male rider, let's put a female rider next to it, like the simple things maybe that are sometimes not so simple, and just speaking up and saying you actually believe in the product. I think that's super important, and that's something we've been doing for a long time now. So
and just name the rider when she won something, and don't come up with like, girlfriend from XYZ won an important race. Like, Jesus, do better.
Exactly. You see those that's
Well, Kristen Faulkner was the best example for Sporza. Wizards won some race in Tour de France Femmes. Like, come on! I mean, what headline is this?
Yeah, and a fantastic athlete also before her cycling career, and we once had a call with her, and she's like incredible smart, incredible talented, and then seeing that, but also
and she hasn't.
One of the things that made me so happy this year was the day after the Tour of Flanders. I went to a supermarket, and I saw all the newspapers, and I saw the picture of Tadej and Lotte on every front cover, like they're holding the trophy together and that photo together, and it was on nearly every cover of every newspaper. And then I thought, like, this is great, because back in the day, like the article about the winner of Omloop at Nieuwsblad would be in like the back of the paper. You nearly had to look if there was already something in there. So I think that's great to see, and those small things make me happy.
Yeah. So hey, let's go for a quick round of lighter stuff, Maja. You can pick you pick one or two. Let's go with a snowy Omloop at Nieuwsblad or a rainy Tour of Flanders.
Not a snowy Omloop at Nieuwsblad, because that normally means that we might need to cancel the race. So I'll go with a rainy Tour of Flanders.
Okay. Also, stress levels are much lower when it's a rainy Tour of Flanders instead of a snowy Omloop, I guess.
Yeah. Even the snow this weekend, like, I get nervous seeing that snow. I'm like, oh girl. It reminds you, like, okay, well, this is still possible in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly. But then a nice one referring to last year's Omloop. You want an unexpected early breakaway winner or a long solo?
Well, last year it was a crazy race. I still can't believe that actually the Omloop was like that last year. That was crazy, something I'll definitely won't forget. But then, having Lotte Klaas win the race, that was great. Like, we were so happy, and also all the people in the finish cheering for Lotte. But obviously, and I think pretty much all of us, like, in a classic, I love it when it's like very exciting till the last minute, where there's like a sprint, like in Tour of Flanders, like this year with Lotte, like, oh my god. When you have a sprint and like till the very last minute you don't know who's gonna win, like that's my favorite, like, because it builds, and then the atmosphere and explosion is huge afterwards. So yeah.
Let's see in 10 days. Exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Equal prize money or equal TV time?
Also tricky. Well, why? You said we're going into easier stuff. I'd say, like, obviously having media coverage, TV coverage is really important. It drives the business. But then again, as I already said, that equal prize money is so important, just so symbolic. Yeah, I can't pick one of them. I hope one day both of them. That would be great.
Yeah. You want a big international star or a local Belgian that takes the win?
I always love to have Belgians on the podium.
See, there are easy picks.
Yeah. But obviously big stars are also fine. But,
of course.
Yeah, but having a Belgian win is always special, I think.
Yeah. You want a surprise wildcard team win or a dominant favorite?
Also tricky. Well, obviously I think we all like a favorite to win. But sometimes, as I said, with Omloop and Nieuwsblad last year, like, it was so nice to have Lotte on the podium. So yeah, I'll go with the favorite, but obviously from time to time having a change is nice as well.
It's a wildcard team for the Omloop and a favorite for Tour of Flanders.
Yeah, perfect. But we'll see.
Then a nice one for all the fans of cycling in Flanders and in Belgium, like a touchy subject. You want the historic routes or new road twists?
Oh my god, these are not easy questions. This is not taking
Be careful,
it easy.
because it's a touchy subject here in Belgium.
Definitely for Flanders Classics. I think we always like to say that our classics are monuments in movement. And I think it is like that. Like, the historic route, like, obviously some things you don't change, but if you can make it even better to have some changes from time to time, I think, the mix of both is nice. You have that monument and you appreciate it, but you bring some modern touches to it, and then,
For the last one, you can use a joker if you want to. Gent-Wevelgem or in Flanders Fields from Middelkerke to yada yada yada, whatever it is.
Joker. We
Fair
all
enough.
still need to get used to it. I think.
That's a diplomatic answer, Maja. Okay, thanks. Fair enough.
Well, it was mentioned in the dilemmas, so we might get a bit deeper into it all about coverage. So yeah, we're getting more races, but coverage for the women often stays shorter. We see it in the Flemish Classics, but for sure as well in the Italians, where it's sometimes waiting to just get a bit of the action. Do you see longer live coverage becoming norm in the future?
Yeah, I think so. As I said, it's not so super long ago that we had live TV coverage. I think we're very grateful to have that live TV coverage, and also for the races that we don't have live TV coverage, we have with Proximus the live streams, which is great, which is a bit longer most of the time. So and but I think there's definitely still room for improvement there, and that is probably something I expect to come in the next years. I think. Yeah, for Omloop at Nieuwsblad this year, I can already tell that it's going to be a bit longer already. So we're going to go on a second channel, and so we're working on that, and that's something definitely I think a lot of people will appreciate, and it's something we're working on. So, but yeah. It's still trying to find that balance between what's possible and step by step. But we'll get there, I think.
Nice to hear there's longer coverage. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I think Flanders Classics is also known for for the women finishing after the men's race. How do you see the effect of that, and how do you keep the fans out for the women's race as well?
Yeah, so we introduced that. I think Omloop was already like that in 2018, but that didn't have live TV coverage as yet then. And then in 2020 we made the switch, and it was an idea from Thomas. And yeah, I think straight away we saw that it had a huge impact, especially on the TV audience. So we noticed that having the women after the men's race, like the people would just that tuned in for the men's race would keep watching the women's race. Obviously, we have to say that I think in those years Lotte Kopecky also was doing very well in the classics, so that probably has impacted as well the TV audience. Along the road, it might. You might have sometimes less fans, so it's a bit tricky. But then you have a huge TV audience, which is really important again for partners, for the teams, for their visibility. So it's a tricky one. But then if you see, for example, Ronde van Vlaanderen, if you see all the footage of the squares and the amount of people still in the fan zone and at the finish in Oudenaarde, to see who's gonna win, there's definitely, it's not that everyone's leaving or anything. So, but it is it was a tryout, and we wanted to see. But yeah, we've been seeing. Yeah, it's been really good actually. So, and definitely towards TV audience as well. So I think in 2023 we had a double record, and I think over, what was it, nearly 1.1 million people on average saw Lotte win then. So yeah, that was crazy. So if you know like the numbers before, if it was like kind of hidden on the second channel, or And I think that Paris-Roubaix will be like this also this year. So
Less happy about it, but doing right.
And also for us, because sometimes like with the early starts, and it was super early starts as well, for like the girls had to get out like really, really early, and we've been really happy about it so far. So
Nice. Well, yeah, then what do you think still needs to happen to make women's cycling bigger? Is it mostly media coverage, fan interaction, sponsorship, storytelling? bit of all?
Oh, obviously, yeah, I think a bit of all of those things. I think there's still room for improvement. But as I said, also just being aware of the new challenges coming up to make sure that it's a sustainable growth and being aware and anticipate on what's coming up is really important, I think. So as I already said as well, there's this problems and challenges now that weren't there earlier or not as big, and so it's constantly evolving, and so just being aware, and then all of the named all of the things you named, Saar, obviously a bit of that as well. So but I still feel like we're really moving in the right direction. So and that's I think important as well, like staying positive and
You want to go to the latest news, Saar? There's
Yeah.
not a lot of latest news, but you found some.
Well, I think with Maggie, we were just recording the evening before, normally the Queen stage of Setmana. So we were really excited. Like the She Rides picks, they got out there, but too much wind. Well, we could ask the question how exciting it would have got with Vollering clearly being in a very good shape already in the beginning of the season. But hey, we missed out on some racing, so sad. We had one more stage left where Demi was also going strong, but she took some riders to the line with her being Lippert, Skiwan, Ottestad, and Niedermayer. I was thinking, like, if you looked at Demi's sprint last year, I was thinking, okay, Lippert should have this one. Easy, but clearly Demi's sprint is back. So that was
didn't you guys have Lieselot on the show a couple of episodes ago? Yeah.
I think Lieselot did a good job this winter.
She did. Straight away I was thinking, oh, good job, Lieselot. Demi is she was.
Yes. Oh, and I'm looking forward to the season of Skiwan. Like last year with her 2 Tour de France Fun wins, but now I think like, ooh, this is gonna be nice.
Yeah, but how? Like, she's still a UE, right? We've talked about this before.
She'll find a way.
I'm very curious how UE is gonna go the couple of races, because everyone was just in a great shape.
You will need good team management from above to manage the whole UAE season, I think. That's going to be a big important factor for the UAE team, because there's a lot of talent.
Are we going to see all of Lamborghini again in the classics as we saw last year, or some others going to get a chance as well?
I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. And as you guys said, it's the UAE team is so strong. It's crazy. But I've got actually for the Tour of Flanders, I've got a bit of a bet going on. I met. I had the privilege to meet Shirin van Androoy at the UCI Women's World Tour seminar in 2024 in Nice, and she then had just been she just had her surgery, and obviously a really hard episode, and we were sitting at the table, and I was sitting with Elke Weylands from the track team, and then we said like, oh, and that year I think she was so strong in Tour of Flanders. And then we said like, oh, next year will be too soon, but maybe 2026 is your year to win Tour of Flanders. So, and she's such a nice person and also a great athlete. So I would be really happy if she won. Yeah, it was funny. So.
Nice hot take. Still, I think.
Now you gotta need another one before the end of the episode.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, and I think Team SD Works will be there as well. Like obviously, and Lotte having announced that the classics are so important to her, and yeah, so it's going to be really interesting. I'm sad to see that Marlene Reusser is still recovering. So yeah. Not having her at the start, and I don't think Elisa is on the start list at the moment for Omloop and Nieuwsblad, so we'll see, but it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
And exciting, hopefully.
Yeah.
To
And
just
if
random...
you mentioned the Omloop from last year to Lieselot, I don't think it will happen this year again. I think
I don't think any team is gonna.
I think both FDG and SD Works got strict orders for the 2026 edition. No BS in the car, please.
Yeah. And I thought at first when the women's race came on, and I was like, oh my God, oh no, there's something wrong with our graphics on TV because race days are pretty chaotic. So most of the time, like I see a screen and I'm like, okay, what? And I see it, and I'm like, oh no, it's the TV graphics, no, because obviously that's not possible. And then, unfortunately it was, but it turned out like with Lotte Klaas, it was really nice to have her on the podium. So
yeah. I'm just gonna finish the rest of the stage off while we're still here. So and
we were still in Setmana. Sorry, Saar.
Oh, sorry.
Go back.
But so the sprint behind was won by Balsamo before Ferguson and Cousins. Do we want to see the GC? Yeah, I can tell you, no one got a complete prediction. We all got Vollering, but. Yeah,
that was the most important, I think.
So not much changed actually anymore because no Queen stage.
Miotestad was close. Damn it.
Yeah. And Sigrid almost in the GC, in the top 10. Whoa. She was 12, so she just needed that Queen stage to hop into the top 10.
Yeah, we needed Miotestad switching 2 places with Sigrid, and then it was full house for me.
You're ready for the classic season, Kristof.
Yeah. I suck terribly in cyclocross predictions, but the game is on now.
Same.
About cyclocross, I'll just do what I'm doing for the last few weeks, trying to keep cyclocross alive, sort of. So I didn't see much of it. But so there were 2 races. The first one in Sint-Niklaas was won by Lucinda Brandt, and the other one in Brussels was won by Alvarado, who was just super strong because she was first in front, then she got a flat, and then she got back to Brandt, and
that was impressive.
So Cillian is really going strong. Now that Lucinda had her world title this year, actually, I would love next year for it to be Cillian's year. Just
I'm also a huge Cillian fan. But also Lucinda, like what she did this year was just wow. It was just amazing, and definitely seeing the circumstances, and wow, that was just she's a big lady, but yes, Alvarado is also like someone you love to see in the rainbow jersey.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have the most enthusiastic people to do a 1-5-10 prediction.
No.
I'll do one. And I'll just go for Ceylin on 1, and on 5 I'll say Julie Brouwers, and on 10 Elaine Clozel. And you can just say the winner. That's okay. You don't need to do a full prediction.
I'll go with Alvarado too.
Kristof, at least
just
winner.
Just to let's go for Lucinda then. Just to do something different. 5 and 10, whatever. Have fun, girls. Is it the last cross of Laura Verdonschot, or did she quit already after World?
She should be. Normally she was gonna end her season in Osmole. I think as
Yeah.
long as
Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
so
it
too.
is, as she is capable to ride her bike, I
Yeah.
think she will try to be at her last race. So let's indeed hope
I hope
that
she does.
she can
Yeah.
finish it off in some sort of a nice way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we
That's the
had some
most
other
important thing
sport as
about
well.
Oostmalle.
we had some other sport as well. Of course, the classic season hasn't begun yet, and Black Hole, of course. So I was watching the Winter Olympics, but we could spot
Oh,
a cyclist there, Sandrine
Sandrine
Tas,
Tas.
and
Oh
she did
my.
quite good. I have to say, the Black Hole of cycling also means a lot of less emotion involved in watching sports, but that was not the case last week. I sat there crying in my sofa watching it, and I was like, "Oh shit, we aren't cycling yet, right? What is this?" So yeah, she worked very hard on that, and she did incredibly well. She had a PR of like she did 6 seconds off her last PR, but she
Crazy.
missed closely out on bronze
That
and
must be,
not
I think that
gold.
must be like,
So
how do you cope with that? Like,
yeah.
it's like so close to an Olympic medal and then you miss out. Like, that must be so hard. After all the hard work you put in there and you're so close, just, yeah.
And then to make it completely twisted in your mind, then you crash your PB with 6 seconds. So then you're
Yeah.
like, yes, I'm happy, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
still.
But I
Yeah.
can't wait to see her in cycling. So very exciting, I
I
think.
read somewhere, so she's gonna focus on cycling completely the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And it could be that she will make her debut in the Ardennes already.
Yeah, great.
Wow,
No,
nice
will
way to
be
start your
interesting.
cycling career with the Ardennes Classics.
So we won't see her as yet, probably. Shame, but we'll see. Maybe next year then.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was it for the latest news. I think I got out of it what I could. So
Yeah, really, you really drained the internet, Saar.
Thank
It's
you.
good. It's good. Okay, let's get back to the classics, Maja.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Well, now that the classics are really nearing, how busy is it for you right now? I mean, very busy. You told us that before, and you said like everything comes together now. And what are you working on? Like what is it?
Yeah, as I said, at the moment, obviously we got a few press releases going on, also in regards to the women's cycling with KPMG. So working on that. As I already also said, like working on the presentations in Köpke. Obviously, she plays Ghent, so working on that, working on the new accreditation system already, working on a new fan zone in Wevelgem, because obviously we have the start of the women there now. So yeah, so we had a look, and they have a really nice park in Wevelgem. So we're moving the whole fan zone into the park. So that's gonna be a great day. And Saar, again, you can stay there all day and don't miss any of the action. So yeah, so we'll have what we traditionally have in Wevelgem is the early riders classic. So it's for small kids who can run their bike and race their bikes on the finish line, which is always great. And then after that we have the presentation of the women's teams. Then we have the start of the women. Then we have the finish of the men, and after that the finish of the women. So yeah, it's gonna be an all day program. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's something we're working on now, getting making sure that presentation is going to be fun, and making sure that new start of in Flanders Fields in Wevelgem will be a good one. So that's something we're working on. Then we're also getting a lot of accreditation questions, random questions from again all kind of stakeholders, everyone involved, like getting the technical guides out, getting fan guides out, although that's more the colleagues of communication that are doing that. And I'm very lucky to have also colleagues Len and Zoe, so they were also helping out with everything, accreditations, race headquarters. So tomorrow in the office we're preparing all the accreditations for the team, for the teams, for the press, the race numbers, everything. It's all happening at the moment. So yeah, busy days, lots of questions. That especially, like the phone is WhatsApp, Instagram, phone calls, emails. Yeah. So yeah.
Busy days. And now let's
Yes.
let's fast forward 10 days to the start of
Yeah.
Omloop with Nieuwsblad. Maja, how does a race day look for you from start to finish?
So it's gonna be early start, always on race days. Luckily for me, I live in Ghent, so this is this is a home game for me. So which is great. I can go by bike, so that's I love that. So then I'll be 7:30 ish. I'll be at the event site. Obviously, we're standby in case something is happening or if there's any major issues. And as you will both know, in cycling, there can be unexpected issues, and there's so many. We already had weather and everything unexpected that can happen. So we're always in standby mode, and so we get 7:30 at the start. Then I open the race headquarters with my colleagues Len and Zoe. So then everyone from that is following the race, so all the jury comes along, and all the race drivers, the medical teams, everyone needs to get briefed as well. So and then it's still, even that morning, it's still like solving a lot of small problems, and people didn't get their accreditation, or the police is very strict and they're not they're blocking all the traffic and stuff. So, and then I go into the Kuipke, and then on race days I often also welcome the honorary guests, bring them to the stage for interviews, take them off the stage, make sure that they know where to go to. And then, for now, I'll follow the presentation again. Like, I'll be running around and solving all the small issues that pop up and unexpected stuff. Then we go outside, and I'll take the mayor with me most of the times to the start. Then we get back into Kuipke. I'll be waiting for the people from She Plays, the girls from She Plays, get them on the stage, make sure the presenter is briefed. Then it's going to be the start presentation. So we're also going to have Philin Hesters with us, who we obviously, when we're in Ghent and in het Kuipke, we wanna do something special for her. So she'll be there as well. And then obviously it's the start of the women's race, and then I leave to Ninove, where again, same thing, honorary guests when they arrive, helping out with anything needed at the moment, checking that everything is ready in the behind the podium and interview trailers, and making sure that the right backdrops and are in place, because it's sometimes there's a difference between the men's and the women's, and sometimes they end up in the wrong place, and then you need to swap them around. And then and then it's the podium, and then just some final questions, making sure that everyone, definitely also the winner and everyone, the entourage, gets around well, and then if there's no more problems, then we go home.
Well, easy day at the office.
And a lot of phone calls. My phone battery dies 2 times that day, definitely. So it's always thank God for chargers and power banks these days.
Yeah. I can imagine. And Maya, what is your biggest dream for this upcoming classics campaign?
That everyone gets home safe and sound. That's, I think, as an organizer, as soon as I started working for Flanders Classics, that's actually my main priority. Like, it's just, if there's a big crash or there's something happening with fans in the fan zone or with the riders on the road, you take it home, you feel responsible, you're the organizer, so you have a certain responsibility. And it's I can't even start to explain how bad that feels. So when we had a great day and a great race and there weren't huge crashes, and then that's that's my biggest dream, honestly. That's the most important thing, I think. And obviously having a nice race and nice winners, but safety issue and that's something very important also to Flanders Classics anyway, but definitely to me personally as well. Like, you just want to have everyone home safely. So
Yeah, can imagine. That's and now then, besides Shirin van Anrooy, Maya, which rider will surprise us all in the classic season?
ooh,
Another hot take. Come on.
tricky. You guys go first.
No, I can't. I do the questions.
I'll say Margot van Bachtenbeke.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
definitely. And in Wevelgem, because I learned that, like, she has a lot of fans, and Wevelgem is for her a home game. So I'll definitely
And last time with
also
the first 7 over the camels. So
yeah. So that's definitely gonna be.
and she's now on an anticipating team. So if she finds a good moment. Is this bias-based? Maybe, but...
Never. We are not a bias-based podcast, Saar. No. We are only fact-based. We don't play with our hearts.
Yeah, so, indeed, Margot. And I have to be honest, I still need to, because I've been so much busy with preparing everything, I still need to get into, like, still have a proper look at the participation list, like who's there. And because I miss so much, I miss out on so much information these days that I'm just not getting. And obviously on race days, like, as I already said before, it happens a lot that I rewatch the race the next day because I literally have no idea what happens. Or sometimes I hear, like, obviously people saying it, but a lot of times, you pick it up on the crowds. You're like, oh my God, ooh, exciting breakaway or something's happening. But then I have to rewatch the race because otherwise I have most of the time no clue what happens in the race.
Well, luckily you're there for the podium, so you know who won.
Yeah, that's for sure. But then someone is talking to you and they refer to, like, oh yeah, oh my God, that was so exciting. And you're like, oh, that happened? Really? It's so bad. But yeah, it's the truth. So I make sure that I watch it again. And then, so, yeah.
Well, okay. I have a couple of sentences you can complete. I'm afraid you will have to find some hot takes again. So good luck for that.
Okay,
So
let's go.
My dream winner for this year's Tour of Flanders is.
Well, yeah, I have to say Shirin van Anrooy now.
I wish this non-Flanders classic was a Flanders classic.
Strade. I love the Strade. Oh, I love the region. We always, often we go there on holidays in summer, and then it's really my dream to go watch that race one day. But we're always so busy, so it never happens. But yeah, I love that race. Yeah.
Thomas, you know what to do. Not sure if RCS will like it, but anyway, you can try.
Exactly. So I'm not going to say anything more, but it's just, I love Strade. Siena and the Chianti and Tuscany, and it's such a nice region, and it's a really
Mhm.
nice race. So
Mhm.
hopefully one day I can go watch it live.
My favorite classic is
Tour of Flanders. Yeah, sorry.
Safe
this.
choice.
Yeah, but it is also like it's just
It's
the
a common
atmosphere.
one, so
Yeah, it's the
And it's the best
atmosphere,
one.
and every single time also you take someone there, like international people, and they're like, what is this? Like, this is madness. What is this? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's special.
This classic will be the most exciting one.
It's tricky. Also, Amstel Gold Race again, because I loved last year. Like, that was so exciting, both women's and men's race. Like, it was just, that were two really cool races. So yeah, and definitely exciting races. So yeah, I think Amstel will probably be. And obviously Tour of Flanders, but I can't keep on saying Tour of Flanders.
No, Amstel is a nice pick. Haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an overlooked classic, the Amstel Gold Race, especially for us
Oh,
in Belgium.
yeah. And now, like last year, I was there, and it was just crazy. You were there too, Saar. I remember you were in Maastricht,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah. But
Yeah.
then, with Michel winning, and then Skiel Mose winning the men's race, like with
Ooh,
Remco,
yeah.
and that sprint, it's gonna be in my memory forever. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
I know, like, my dad is quite a big Remco fan, and we were standing next to some Dutchies, of course. So the Dutch guy was like, yeah, not so nice about Evenepoel. And my dad was there like, why did I come to the Netherlands for this?
Yeah, so no, it's an exciting race, I think, and there's
Mhm.
always I remember the time with Lorena. That was really that was so sad for her when she like was cheering too soon, and there's always stuff happening there for some
Yeah,
reason. So yeah,
Lorena is focusing on the Amstel. Do you think she can handle it with the parkour?
I think so.
No,
She's
we
so
don't want
strong.
it.
I'm not sure, but she's just. If you see her season last year, she's so strong, and
But
I
if
think she,
following goes, do you think she can follow?
that might be tricky. But never say never. Like that's cycling. Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard, definitely. But
No, I'm asking you even hard questions that weren't prepared.
Yeah, and it's already so difficult.
Yeah, but that would be great to have Lorena when, but also when Demi is around, it's always hard.
Well, okay. A promised question. My classics hot take is.
Oh my God, there's been so many already.
Why did I sign up for this
again.
podcast, do you think, right now?
Exactly.
On
Joker
second
again.
thoughts.
There's been too many already.
Okay, that may be a bit of an easier one. The most special thing about the Flemish classics is
Atmosphere. The atmosphere. In 10 days time, and when you get in het Kuipke, the Floralienhal, and as soon as you enter the building, it's like it gets so exciting, gives me goosebumps all the time, every single time again, and it just never gets old. Also, and it still blows my mind as well. Like I've been to so many races now, and I remember a time in Dwars de Vlaanderen. And it was the start of the men's race. It was pouring down rain. It was 10 o'clock in the morning, and the market square is like full of people drinking beer. You're like, oh my God, this is only in Belgium, like only in Flanders, I think. Like, because I thought, like, it's such bad weather, like there's gonna be no one there, and I get to the square and it's like packed. You're like,
Okay,
wow.
we're fine.
Yeah, so it's just it's heritage here, and yeah, the atmosphere, and definitely at the Ronde, just walking around, it's just next level, and it's that's why I love it so much. I remember also Oudenaarde the last year for the start of the women, like there was so many people there. It was also packed, like that was.
It was my first time in Oudenaarde, and I was really impressed by the crowds there.
Okay, yeah, well, it's also like it's there's been a growth in recent years. Definitely, a couple of years ago, it was definitely not the numbers we saw last year. So yeah, that's nice to see as well. So yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited for the classics now.
10 more sleeps.
Yeah, it's when you've been working on it constantly, then like you get definitely in this week. I'm like, okay, let's go. Like I'm ready. We still have a lot to do, obviously, but yeah, it's just so exciting.
And then before you know, it's over again.
Yeah,
it's always like that. It's like, book, there we go.
Yeah, it's just
don't start about it already. Don't ruin the atmosphere here.
Then you have Vuelta and Giro and Tour de France Farms. Come on, it's just...
Okay, Tour, okay, but all the rest is just from home in the sofa watching. Apart from Grand Prix Schellebelle, of course, not to forget.
Grand Prix Schellebelle in between, of course. You have to keep us busy. Yeah, sure.
But also that's one of the things as well. Like I'm curious to see now also with the new UCI regulations and like all the women's World Tour teams having to start in all the races and allowed to skip one. That like there's going to be like a lot of pressure, I think, on the teams as well. And if there's a lot of crashes and riders out, I can imagine like if you're a rider that it gets it's full on.
Yeah, I think mostly the pressure is gonna be on on not the leaders, because if you look at Visma at the moment, I think they have a roster of 15 riders, and we have also people who don't really have that big of a schedule. So then it gets like quite tough for
the youngsters, for the 19-years-olds that shouldn't ride a big World Tour program yet, and then you have like some of the favorites or some of the older girls like getting injured or whatever, and you have the obligation to start, so they're thrown into world races that they are not capable of.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, it's gonna be because I also think like after the Ardennes Classics and like it's the calendar is like it gets there's no real break or anything like
no. But
lots of races going on.
I feel like so they moved the Giro so to not to be that close to the Tour, but I feel like okay, you've seen the issue, but I don't know if you really fixed it right now. You just like, because you have the Vuelta straight after the Classics, then after the Vuelta you have more Spanish races, and then it's already time for the Giro. So what
it's gonna be intense, I think.
Do there.
Yeah. So
we need a Grand Tour in September. Fix it. It's so easy, the solution. So don't be stubborn, RCS and Vuelta. It's Azu, I think. Yeah. So don't be stubborn. Somebody move to September. We want it.
Yeah. So so that's definitely going to be interesting, and again something that might have an impact also on the results, and
Yeah. That's nice. It's, before we go out, we have maybe an odd question to wrap it up, Maja. If you could have dinner with 3 people from cycling history, who would they be?
Oh, I have to say I've been very privileged to meet some already.
Can imagine.
Yeah, so obviously I would love, I haven't met her yet, but obviously Yvonne Reinders, like her story and like in that time, and her story about the coals and like she did transportation on a tricycle with coals and stuff like that, then becoming like 7 times world champion, I think 4 times on the road, 3 times on the track, like in that time. Like that's crazy. I want to hear about like how was it, and also then for some reason, and that still blows my mind, it's the same with soccer. Then all of a sudden, like you have races, then they disappear again, then you need to fight for them to come back on the same for the if you think that you already had the Tour de France Femme in the past. So and then it disappears, then it comes back, and just having a chat about that, and also just how did she experience that, and I think that would be really interesting. And maybe someone, and they're all still they're all still alive, but someone I really would like to have a chat with is Amy Pieters, because she is really in the Flanders Classics history, because when I started working with Flanders Classics, like she was so much on the podium. I met her so many times, in Dwars door Vlaanderen. She holds the record still, I think, and I'm not sure actually. I should check, but Omloop at Nieuwsblad. She was on the podium of Tour de France, of the Ronde van Vlaanderen, and then Tour of Flanders. And then, and then that crash happened, and I think, it's still like that, something that left such a big impression on me. And it's, and I read the article recently, I think a lot of us, and to hear that, how her life is now, and she's still like making improvement, and crazy, like what she can do. But she was always such a nice person, such a good athlete, and then I hope maybe one day I can tell her how much she meant to me, and she was one of the big stars really, and she won so much. She was always on the podium. I'm like, Amy. So that really hit me hard when that happened. And then I think the classic Eddie Merckx, but I've met Eddie already, and but also like just Eddie is Eddie, so so that would be my pick. I think,
That's a good.
But
company.
I hope with Amy that still happens one day. Maybe I get to see her again, but I do understand that it needs to be at her pace, and
Yeah. Sounds like good company at a table in a good restaurant, good food, good company. Go for it one day, Maja.
Okay.
That's
I
nice. And I think with that nice nice dinner table that Maja just prepared, I think that's a wrap for this episode, Saar, isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you
the only
so
thing,
much.
You're welcome, Maja. The only thing that's left for us is just say a huge thank you to you, Maja, for your appearance on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Couldn't have wished for a better guest. The head of women's cycling for Flanders Classics 10 days before the first classic. So
thank you.
Super nice. So thank you very much,
Thank
and
you so
all the
much.
best of luck for the upcoming season, of course.
Thank you. Looking forward to see you both at the classics.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap for episode 62 of She Rides. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rides.
Absolutely. Women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates and more.
Thanks to Maja for joining us today, and don't hesitate to share your questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
And stay tuned for more exciting guests. Tag She Rides podcast on Blue Sky to show off your knowledge, as She Rides is powered by KDM Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes lead. Keep watching the fun, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.